Hey, greetings good people. Today marks the launch of the RX 6900 XT, a great card from AMD, but it sure seems like availability is not going to be all that great. And if you're watching this after the launch, then do make sure to leave a comment down below telling me if you have managed to snag yourself one of those graphics cards. Because in the news, at the time I'm recording this video, which is 6 to 7 hours before the actual launch, I've been able to see that Digitech, the biggest retailer in Switzerland, has only gotten 35 cards from AMD, which all things considered is a very low number. Now, what the company decided to do seems a little bit better than actually having to have you go against bots and scalpers and whatnot. They decided to do a lottery basically. So if you go onto their website, then you can put your name over there, and if you have a valid address, you're automatically entered into the lottery. Do you actually think this is something better? I personally do think that it's a lot better than having to go against bots and scripts and everything that is going on at this point with the RTX 30 series graphics cards, with the 6800, 6800 XT and whatnot. It also seems mind-boggling to me that we're not going to be able to get our hands on a lot of graphics cards in the coming months either, given that there has been a discussion about GDDR6 memory shortage issues, and of course this is going to affect availability for all of those graphics cards, including the RTX graphics cards from NVIDIA as well, since they're using GDDR6 and GDDR6 memory, but that's of course still GDDR6, but a little bit better in this sense. So of course you should also not get your hopes up that you're going to get your hands on those graphics cards really soon. Of course, availability for those cards has improved a little bit. And speaking of availability, it might be that you're going to be able to get your hands on a custom RX 6900 XT, because as I was talking in another previous video that I've done on my channel, so you would have known about this at this point if you have watched my channel, so definitely consider subscribing as well. We have found out that Asus and AsRock and a lot of other companies are now working on custom boards for the 6900 XT, and of course you can probably see them on screen at the moment. Now for the Asus card, I was able to see that they've been working on the Asus TUF, and if this is any indication, going off of the 3070, 3080, and 3090 TUF series of cards, these are going to be really good. But by being really good, they're also most probably going to be really expensive, or more than MSRP, which is $999. And I'm also saying this because I covered this in a previous video where I told you that AMD expects that in 2 to 4 weeks, and if not longer, cards that are now from AAB partners, so Asus, Gigabyte, Sapphire, and all of those other companies, they're going to go for MSRP in about 2 to 4 weeks, if not more. So going off of the 6900 XT, I don't think these ones are going to be cheap anytime soon by any stretch of the imagination. Of course, 999 is not all that cheap, but you know, if you want the best performance for AMD at least, and even better than the RTX 3090 in some cases, rasterized performance, of course, you're going to be able to get that for that money, but unfortunately not now. Definitely not for Christmas. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention that it doesn't necessarily mean that if Asus and Sapphire and all of those other companies like AsRock are working on custom 6900 XT graphics cards, you're going to be able to see more graphics cards available, because it all depends on TSMC to work on the silicon wafers, then send the chips to AMD, and then the chips further pass them further on to AsRock, Asus, and all of those AAB partners that they have. So it might be that if you want to get your hands on an Asus graphics card, it might be the case that it's going to be more difficult to get one of those cards than one of the reference boards from AMD. But don't worry, those graphics cards are still very good from the reviews that we've seen so far for the 6800 XT and the 6800, because the reviews for the 6900 XT are not out, at least not at the time that I'm doing this video, but I've seen some leaks and rumors, so you know, judging, going off of that at this point. Either way, let's resume the video. And speaking of not getting a graphics card for Christmas, it sure seems that, according to rumors, so I'm not sure if this has been confirmed by anyone, MSI has suffered a theft, and you know, it's not any small penny. The robbers have managed to get their hands on $300,000 worth of graphics cards, those being RTX 3090s, and I would expect them to use them in mining farms or scalp them further, because that would make them $1 million at this point. I don't know. Well, I didn't actually make the calculus for this, but it might be, maybe. This is one way to get rich for sure. Now, other things that I could talk about, they're plenty of things, but not relating to graphics cards. So I'm definitely going to stop this video right here, and I'm going to only be left to tell you that if you'd like to keep yourself up to date with the latest news in tech and gaming, I'm going to have videos on that. And do make sure to check out my Cyberpunk 2077 video that I have posted yesterday, talking about the benchmark results that we've seen on the Tom's Hardware article. And of course, do make sure to get yourself subscribed to the channel using the button under this button, because I'm going to be running my own benchmarks on the 10th of December as soon as the game gets the day one patch, and it won't have the de novo DRM, and I'm discussing about all of those things in the other video that I posted, so I'm not going to waste your time with those things. But please watch the video and read the pinned comments as well, because it's very important to understand everything fully. Either way, thanks you guys for watching. This has been Alex for the Red Elk. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.